nervous. No. Did you think the fans were gonna take to the potato the way that they did?
No, I had no idea. This is my absolute best thing about this fandom, though. Like, I think I know what makes them tick, and I'm giving them mechanical bull, I'm giving them way hop.
No,
forget it. Now all they want is potato licking. But like, it also speaks to how fun this fandom is. That like, if you tried to explain it to anyone else, they'd be like, I don't get it. And I'd be like, I really get it. Like, I wrote it. I understand. So, God, it's just so much fun when we're all in it together like that, you know?
Sorry, so we're 3 years.
Well, he's stuck at the bottom of a well, which is kind of a bummer. No red lobster, no electric blanket.
So you wouldn't survive?
Oh, I'd be like 10 minutes. Yeah, exactly. I'd be like, what's happening? Look, I think Bobo is such an interesting character because he's both beloved, but he's obviously done terrible, terrible things. He's a survivor. It doesn't matter if he's on the bottom of a well. He's going to do what it takes to make it. And whether that's something good or something bad remains to be seen. But I like that his motivations are always shaded and you have to always keep guessing. So. But in the meantime, my answer is he's damned. He's very damned. Yeah.
Well, can't the same be said of Wynonna? She's done good things, she's done bad things.
Thank you for saying that. I'm really interested in that. You know, I like the idea that, like, heroes write history, right?
Yep.
Like, she's the survivor, but she's shooting people who have to come back from hell again and again and again and again. They're all kind of part of the same curse, and, like, she just gets to wear the badge and be called the good guy. And that was very true of, like, Wyatt Earp from the Old West. Like, they all did terrible things, but if you were called a sheriff, you got away with it, maybe. So I think that's true, and I think that's something that's really going to haunt Wynonna at the heart of it, you know, is like, just because she says she's a good guy, she knows better. She's smart. She's been on both sides of the law. And she has a lot in her past we haven't even heard about yet. I think she's done some bad things to survive. So she's got a guilty conscience. Luckily, there's lots of whiskey in purgatory, so it's so damn big. And she's not pregnant, so she can actually have some again. But
it's true.
Yeah.
What's been your the most exciting part of writing this season for you?
The thing that's been most exciting for me this season is also the thing that was actually a little bit terrifying. In first year, you're really just trying to set the tone. You're fighting people on how gay is it, how funny is it, how much ass kicking can you do. Everyone has an opinion. And in second season, we actually got the most unexpected thing, which was a pregnant lead. But it almost turned out to be a gift. I was telling Courtney, because there's a natural end to that. I don't know if you know this, but after 9 months, you have to have a baby if you're pregnant one way or another. So, like, I knew by the end of the season that was going to be the story. In third season, I almost feel like I had a full free runway. Like, it could be anything. So now, what is it? I better damn well know what the show is. But what we had is such a gift in that the cast was so committed. I knew what they were capable of. I knew they wanted to be challenged. And I also know the fandom's up for potato licking. They're up for it all. You don't have to kind of lay the pipe of mythology quite so much. Like, the premiere's a great example. Like, as soon as you say sexy European vampires, nobody needs a handbook on that. They're like, okay, sexy European vampires. Let the stripper bust begin, you know? So there was a lot of freedom that way, in that you're playing with characters that people love. So you can stick them in situations or with each other and get really delicious combinations, but you don't have to do a lot of, like, exposition. So there's some really crazy stuff to see.
Wynonna's style, because obviously it's half supernatural. Well, actually,
you think it's half supernatural? I think it's interesting that Doc wasn't shooting blanks after 140 years, but it must be the mustache. It must be, or something in the well water. Someone tell Bobo. But you know what I was quite proud of, actually? We really kind of struggled with, okay, she's pregnant, we have to advance the pregnancy. I've seen a lot of demon pregnant baby storylines, and they're all delicious, but I kind of thought there was something about it just being a normal, beautiful baby that they had to save that really kind of grounded it for me, that I was like, this is just a person, this is just a kid, this is just their daughter. I don't know, it's one of those things that keeps the show maybe going like too far into the realm of camp. It's like, there's still real stakes here, so she's also under a giant demon curse though, so I guess there's that. I guess we're not completely wrong there.
Like the child.
No, we thought about it, and then it's like, I just think there's something beautiful about it being a baby, and they just still have to get the baby somewhere safe and protect the baby, and now they have to break the curse or the baby's going to grow up and have to do it herself. I feel like those stakes are they were significant enough.
After 3 years
Is it hard to come up with new ways to really, set the fans off, or is it hard to find the balance between the camp and the serious side sometimes?
What a privilege to have that challenge. Honestly, I feel like that. I feel like I could cry. No, yes, of course, it's impossible. It's so hard. Every year I'm like, how the hell did past Emily do this? We're dead. Oh, we're in it. We're in it. I told them about episode 6. We're on episode 7. They've seen the script for 8.
Ready for the finale.
Anyway, it is always hard, and I don't trust any writer who shows up and says it's not terrifying. You better be scared. You better want to challenge yourself. You better want to do right by the fans in your cast. And I feel like Wynonna moves at such a blistering pace. We burn through so much story that, yes, every year I'm like, and we only really have like 6 core cast members, right? We don't sort of have the Walking Dead number of cast members. Oh, it's so easy for them. Please don't pick on me. I met Andrew Lincoln today. He's like the most charming gentleman in the world. Someone should make him a star. I know, exactly. That's what Tim said. Tim said, why don't we hire him? And I'm like, he's not Canadian. Tim's like, I will marry him. It's fine. And Tim would, if you met him. He actually would. So you can ask him about that. Yeah, exactly. Whatever. Yeah. Oh, she would. Are you kidding me? She would be totally fine with it. Yeah, exactly. I feel like no one would even blink. But it's always hard. But I'm so happy that the fandom likes the crazy. They like the cliffhangers. They like the plot twists. The key for me is making them feel surprised but not tricked, if that makes sense. I don't want people to feel like they've been denied information. I want them to be able to go back and say, believe it or not, that actually led to potato licking. I can't believe it. Not to say, oh, they didn't give us the information. And I feel like that's the difference between good TV and bad TV. I want you to feel like the information's all there, but you had fun kind of solving the mystery along with us. So.
As long as there's a reason for it, it's good.
That's what I think, and I try that. I'm sure 10,000 fans are going to find 10,000 examples when I didn't do that, and I look forward to reading those tweets alone in my bed after Comic-Con. No, but of course, I always want to do better, so yeah.
So is there a point, is there some place in the next season, like early on, a moment, a scene, and you just can't wait for the fans to see it?
Oh my God. I won't say this about the last 2 seasons. I feel like there is a scene in every episode that makes me cry, every single episode. There's a scene in every single episode that makes me pee my pants with laughter, professionally. And there's one good, shocking cliffhanger in every episode. So I try to just go in order. So like, yeah, there's some really big stuff coming in episodes 2 and 3. Stuff we haven't really done before, a little bit different too. And then mid-season, there's a huge change, and then probably also in the end of the season too. Episodes 10, 11, 12, 13. We don't even have 13. Yeah.
So you're trying to kill us, is what you're
I'm trying to kill you.
Okay.
But yes, once an episode. But again, it's the same with the potato licking. Sometimes the things I think that are going to be amazing, I like that the fans are like, yes, that was great, but what about this? And I'm like, oh my God, I'm so glad you guys like that. That's great. So.
What about the truck?
Yeah, exactly. What's going to happen with the truck? Forget the Earth sisters.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
I've got a question about last night's episode.
Okay.
I don't know if you can answer it or not. But in the scene where Waverly gets glamored by Petra,
Yes.
Nicole doesn't get touched by her, but she's glamored. But we know from her history that she's encountered the cult before. Is that?
I would say it's simpler. I would say that we are a cheap Canadian show and couldn't film the scene. I think it's more that like Waverly got to the bathroom a little slower.
Okay.
So I think Nicole would have had to been touched by Petra. In the same way, people were like, "Where did the coffin come from?" That they put Wynonna in, and like, "Oh, by the way, that's the guy. That's the guy in the barn they killed coffin." Just like I feel like there needs to be footnotes on the ship for that.
Okay, I didn't know if it was really.
I didn't, but I also kind of distracted you because I didn't want to talk about Nicole's past and what that means for her. Anyway, moving on to the next question. Yeah.
Well, speaking about past,
Oh, damn it.
you've teased a lot about that on Twitter. If you want more Way Hot, here it comes. And it kind of gets teased a little bit.
I'm just trying to get Way Hot
episode
some
1.
attention, you guys. I'm just trying to get some self-attention. Yeah.
But it's teased in the first episode of season 3. What do fans have to expect as far as backgrounds go for Wynonna, Waverly, Nicole, and really everybody else?
I mean, Mama, everybody. Everybody has more backstory. Do you know what I mean? Dolls. dolls too,
Yeah.
right? Like we still don't totally know what the hell dolls is. A very good-looking fire breather, as you are. I think everybody gets a little bit of a turn in the tank, so to speak. We will see some backstory. The truth about backstory is like flashbacks is not always the best form of storytelling, right? You want to propel the engine forward, so you just have to find a way to make a backstory present, right? Like how does it affect where they are now, and why do we need to then figure out where they've been? But there's a lot of stuff. We're going to find out more about Waverly's parentage finally and her origin stories. We're going to find out what the hell is happening with Nicole. She really hasn't had any backstory, but I would say maybe her coming to Purgatory wasn't a total coincidence in the Ghost River Triangle. We're going to find out some more about dolls and his time with Black Bag. Wynonna, yes, more about her mother and her backstory and what happened to kind of make Mama leave. And good old Doc, he's got what, 140 years of backstory to tell? God, try to shut him up. So everybody, you'll get a lot, but the most important thing is it's still driving our story forward.
Any chance Doc has another children?
Oh my God. No comment. Yeah, Andrew Lincoln from Walking Dead is interested. That's what I heard. Yeah, to play Doc's son. Dick Holiday. So, yeah. Sorry. Took out one. Hey, I'm happy I went 10 minutes for a second, Dick. Come on, you've seen the show, right?
Yeah. What can you tell us about episode 2? Because they released a scene from it.
I know, I saw.
And
I was like, oh, are we releasing that scene? I guess
was a
we
lot
are.
to handle.
Yes, I would say it's the coldest episode we've ever done. I will say this, I almost can't joke about episode 2. It's fraught. We're going to have a lot of conversations about it. We're going to all hold hands and watch it together. It's serious and the stakes are incredibly real. I'd say it's time to see what kind of villains we're facing this season, and it's season 3 and there's going to be consequences and really tough choices for the gang. And maybe some sexy demon fighting too.
That always.
Oh, thank you so much.